It's the day after end-of-season media availability. We got a lot of content to get through, not only just this week, but over the course of the offseason. We start today with Lamelo Ball's comment. It's all about Lamelo today, the star. What everybody wants to do is listen to Lamelo at the end of the season, especially with him only playing 36 games. He didn't play that much. Steve Clifford talked about how he thought he took a big step defensively, and so other people kind of talked about LaMelo. And then LaMelo went up there, I believe it was late in the process, and then he spoke about his season. And so, Doug, I'll leave it up to you, man. Do you want to start with this comment on if he wants to stay in Charlotte? Because at least on social media, that was the video clip circulating the most, with people trying to dissect exactly what he meant with what was a very vague statement on the process.
Yeah, he essentially said he likes it in Charlotte. I don't think he said he loved it in Charlotte, so we can pick that apart. He said he likes it in Charlotte.
That's a big difference, huge difference, yeah.
But I will say that unlike several players and the coach who said explicitly they would enjoy remaining in Charlotte, LaMelo did not explicitly say he wanted to remain in Charlotte. He said he can't tell the future, essentially, that we'll just kind of see how it goes. So look, LaMelo doesn't say a lot, even within the context of these exit interviews. There have been some, more extensive profiles. I think when you get an opportunity, probably to hang out with him for an extended period of time, you can get him to open up a little bit more. But during these media interviews, we just don't get a lot from LaMelo. He's not terribly introspective. He's a little bit guarded during all of these interviews. And so it's left to other players, teammates, coaches to really set the narrative for him. But look, we can say definitively that he did not say explicitly that he wanted to remain in Charlotte, that we would have to see on the future. And I think that's fair. Like, he's a player with star potential. I think he would want to keep all of his options open. And I've said this from the beginning, Walker, that the clock was ticking. When they drafted LaMelo and he came out and showed that he could actually shoot and that he had superstar potential in the league, I said the clock was ticking. It's on this Hornets organization to start now, building around this player, putting assets around him that can get him to the playoffs and convince him that this was a team that he could stay with long term and have championship aspirations. That's how Milwaukee got Giannis to sign the contract. That's how Charlotte can get LaMelo. But I said the clock was ticking a couple of seasons ago. It's really ticking now.
Well, yeah, and just to be clear, he did say he loves it out here. I just want to get the L words right. He did say play it by the day. Like I said, I love it out here. He did. Well, it's a key thing. We need to make sure, do you like it or do you love it? Love it means you might stay long term. Like it means you were okay while you were here and now you're ready to get up out of here.
Now, what does it mean if he wants some more of it?
I mean, he can try really hard, but he can't win a championship without the Charlotte Hornets' help. So we'll see what happens. Here's the exact quote, right? When LaMelo was asked about his future in Charlotte, he said, play it by the day. Like I said, I love it out here. I can't really tell the future. Just see how it goes and go from there. He also said the main thing is winning. Life is better when you win. So I think a couple things. I think part of this is, outside of all the other comments, you talked about the write-ups over the past couple of seasons, whether it be GQ, I forget all the different write-ups. Kelly Eco had one, a part of The Athletic. So there are a bunch of different columns of whatever. And LaMelo all the time says how much he does really like it, love it, whatever. He has talked about positive feelings, all-encompassing, around the city of Charlotte. This was the first time where he gave you any inkling as to the contrary of not wanting wholeheartedly to be back here. And so it's not even that. Like, this is, it's notable. I also don't want to make it the biggest deal in the world, because this is also somebody in LaMelo who I don't know how much he really wanted to come out here with some kind of cognitive way of expressing to you that, hey, I'm going to go away. I'm going to leave. I'm going to move on to a different city. And all I view this as maybe advice from people trying to put on pressure of the Hornets organization to make the right moves, which is totally fine. Like, all of this is fine. So I didn't have any problem with this answer. I don't know if anybody had a problem with it. But with me, I don't know if I view this as a wholehearted decision that he wants to leave. I think there's pressure on the Hornets organization. That's been true for a while, okay? Like, that is the task at hand when you draft a star. It's what it is with Dallas. Name one. Name one, especially in the small market area if you have not had one in a long time. That is the task at hand. It is a responsibility that you have now to try to make sure you maximize that potential. Now, everybody's laughing at Dallas for the gross tanking that just took place at the end of their season. Charlotte is trying to get to a place where they are battling for a play-in and beyond. At least they have a Western Conference Finals appearance. So this comment to me, yes, noteworthy. It's not damning, if you ask me.
Well, I hope he does continue to put pressure on this organization. He should put pressure on this organization. This organization needs to be put under pressure to spend the money, to go out and be aggressive and find the players necessary to get into the playoffs. I mean, it's embarrassing how long it's been since they've been in a playoff series. It's even more embarrassing how long it's been since they've won a playoff series. So this organization absolutely needs to be put under pressure. And I think Lamelo is being savvy here, and that he's not doing the thing that's going to cause like a rift. He's not doing the thing that's going to cause, major headlines, but he's slightly insinuating that, and I don't even think this is about the first extension contract, because I think it's a no-brainer that he's going to sign that, because this team can offer him, now with the CBA, even more, significantly more money than any other organization in his first contract. So I don't think, I think this is all about laying the groundwork for that second deal. And, if that second deal, by that second deal, this team is not anywhere near championship or, Eastern Conference Finals contenders, then I think he has every right to go and explore options, because, look, at the end of the day, it's about legacy. At the end of the day, it's about, how am I going to be viewed amongst my peers? Lamelo has the talent to be viewed among the great NBA players. He has all the potential in the world, but a lot of that potential is within his control, and then some of that potential is, based on how the team puts a roster together such that you can get that player into prime time. So I like what he said here. I like how he's sort of getting in the middle between like not causing drama and at the same time saying, hey, winning's super important, and I don't love to lose.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised about anything you said here. There wasn't anything shocking, right? I mean, Lamelo, when he says something, then, okay, you're going to have to pay attention to it. But I don't think anything was shocking. Totally fair, everything that he said within that one snippet of, how much he likes it here in Charlotte, what he plans to do. Once you do have that decision to make about the contract and even, especially with his style of play, with how talented he is, I should say, those players have asked for a trade before. So they'll get their money, and then they'll move on after that. And so that makes LaMelo's situation a little different compared to everybody else. All right, let's continue to talk. Go ahead.
No, well, I was just kind of going to tease into the next segment, too, because this could be a different scenario. We could be having a different conversation here if LaMelo and Clifford didn't see eye to eye. Because then you're getting into a Trae Young, Nate McMillan type of situation where it is a lot of drama, and I think their relationship and being able to navigate it so quickly, because Clifford was hired so late in the process, it really gets us to this point where LaMelo is putting some vague pressure instead of being super frustrated with how the year went.
Yeah, all right, let's get more comments from Steve Clifford on LaMelo.
Is Locked On Hornets.
Are we sure that everyone interprets a handful as 5?
I think so. Honestly,
I would say a handful is normally 5, but
I would agree.
4 is
I'm
acceptable.
just gonna hold 5 things in my hand. Look, 1, this is a pen, a book. I got a phone. You guys are actually right. It's getting pretty full.
Yeah, I know.
Here's a cable. 5.
Okay, that's 5. That's 5.
And here's a coffee cup.
What else?
It's time for more of the Locked On Hornets podcast.
So, Walker, you were at these exit interviews. You were there personally, not just in spirit, but in body. So what did you see? I mean, how was the experience? Were there a lot of people there? Was there a lot of buzz, if you will, around the franchise?
Classic.
I really think a franchise's health can be a little bit, or at least the interest from the public can be determined by the media attention around some of these things. So what did you see?
Oh yeah, I mean, people, nothing different, honestly, as far as the amount of people that were out there. I saw the familiar faces, Scott Fowler, Rod Boone, Sam Purley, all the people that do cover the Hornets, either regularly or semi-regularly. If you want the real good stuff, they took care of us food-wise. They had Dunkin' Donuts coffee. They also had Chick-fil-A boxes for everyone. So they had the spicy and the original. They had the waffle, potato chip fries, and a cookie. The cookie's so good as well. So that was all great. They took care of us that way. Trying to think of what else. You could get like little waters in the vending machine. So, you know, they had all that taken care of.
It was like Trump in the White House with fast food for the players.
No doubt. They had all sorts. They have Wendy's, McDonald's. You could order Big Macs, or you could order little Dave singles, whatever you wanted. It was all there. No, I will say too, I did get to interview Steve Clifford for West and Washington.